Tell me, are you a virgin? Do you have any past? I hope you wouldn't. And if the girl says, no, I'm not a virgin, I have a past, should be ready to get the insults and abusive words like, you have given my gifts to some other man, you are a dog, you are a slut, and who knows who's the father of the child. Who are these men? They are traditional, conservative, and close minded one who says that they are virgin boys and they need a virgin girl. 77% of the men still want a virgin bride. But what report says? Report says that men are 3 times more likely to involve in a premarital sex than a women, which means that there's a most many non-virgin boys out there who are not eligible to ask for a virgin girl. And almost 50% of the male virginity is on rise. Yes, male virginity is on rise, but almost another 50% has lost their virginity before marriage. Then how can they ask for a virgin bride? So whom does virginity refers to? Which gender? It is mostly women. Why women are continuously monitored for their sexual activity throughout the history? If you go back 100 years back, previously women have not gone to any work and they are entirely dependent on the man for their living, and their child is going to inherit the man's property, which means that they want to make sure who is going to be the eligible wife which the society considers. The eligible wife will be traditional, culturally fit, who is very pure, remaining as a virgin until the marriage, is an eligible wife and considered as a pure one. So let's get into facts. Virginity is a myth. If you're going to involve in sex for the first time or the nth time, the consequences not about virginity, the consequences about the sexual transmitted disease and unwanted pregnancies. Before your first penile vaginal penetration, your hymen can break, and there is a thing called elastic hymen which will never bleed. There is no test for virginity. You cannot prove physically the permanent changes that happen once you have sex. So there is no test for virginity which is proven scientifically. There is an awareness leaflet which is circulated among the medical field to create awareness among the general public, which states that there is no physical indicator of virginity and no physical examination will be able to evaluate the virginity of the human being, whether a woman or a man. And if someone asks, what about the hymen? Hymen, it is an anatomical part which is not valuable, nor a scientific sign of virginity. Obsession with virginity. So many people around the world who have this cultural thinking of conservative thoughts, who is not going to think logically, will think that during the first night the couples are going to consummate and the girl should bleed during the first night so that she loses her virginity, and after that her hymen will disappear after that. But if there is any fault from the girl's side, she loses her virginity before marriage or after marriage because of any other illegal sources or any fault from any other side, she is considered as impure then and there. Epic characters like Sita and Draupadi from Indian dramas are no exception to this case. Sita was compelled to walk through the fire in order to prove her purity. One must think logically, who have written these epics? Mostly men. Who are directing the movies? Mostly men. Who is controlling this world population? Mostly men. So, so what do women who have lost the virginity will do in these situations? Women go for revirginations and hymenoplasty surgeries to unclinical professionals in these cases, risking their health to consider. I mean, in order for the society to consider themselves as a virgin, they do all these risks where hymen uh, itself is not scientifically proven. Common practices. So, in villages of Rajasthan, still in 2024, there is a practice called Kukadika Rasam, which means that a white bed sheet will be spread around the bed of the newlywed couples during their first night, so that the next morning, when they see that white bedsheet, there should be the red stain so that it proves the virginity of the bride girl. And if it is not there, she will be considered as a non-virgin and impure character. Name calling of women. A woman who loses her virginity before the marriage, or a woman who is the victim of forceful activities, are considered as uncultured, spoiled, or slut, whatever derogatory terms will be marked against her. Whereas in the same term, the girl who's remained virgin is named as pure and pious. Types of people and their virginity definition. Why there are people who consider virginity as a pure and non-virgins as a whore? Because they have entitlement issue. What does entitlement issue means? They think that the women are their property and they should act according to their wish. So there is a research conducted by Erickson and Humphrey in 2014. They labeled three types of peoples who has their own virgin definition. So the first type of people is considering virginity as a gift and it should be lost between a husband and a wife. Who are they? They consider virginity as something very precious, and they choose their sexual partner very carefully. They involve in safe sex and they only have few sexual partners throughout their lifetime. So these people are virgin and expect a virgin to be their wife. So there is no wrong if you are a virgin and expecting a virgin, which means that there are 50% of male virgins out there. They can expect the virgin girls because there is nothing wrong in expecting the healthy sex life. Second type, people with stigma of virginity belief. So non-virgin women will fall under this category where they feel very embarrassed and they fear that the society will label them as a non-virgin. So in order to escape this, they do the revirginations, all those surgeries, try to escape the situations. And both men and women who are non-virgin will do things here under this stigma of virginity belief, will do that. They will involve in risky sexy behavior. They will not use their emotions but they will use their logic. They will not use romance or love while choosing their sexual partner. All they think about them is about them only, not about the not about the opposite person's feelings or emotions, nothing, only about them it is. So these are the people who are having double standards. They are not going to be the virgin but they will choose the person who is going to be the virgin for the marriage, and mostly this double standard is followed by men. That is the truth, but some women are there who choose virgin as they are the non-virgin, but mostly this traditional beliefs of double standards are followed by men in this category. Third type of people, person with process oriented sexual belief. Who are these people? They learn from their mistakes. They have no shame in admitting that they have multiple partners, but they involve in safe sex and they prefer old partners because in this category there will be mutual understanding and they consider sex as a fundamental part of human development. And under these researchers, men set themselves as stigma oriented and women label themselves as gift oriented, and unfortunately there is no process oriented which is found from this research. So average age for Indian men to lose their virginity is at age 18, whereas there is a surprising fact that women, especially Indian women, lose their virginity before age 18 more female, but they are less likely to verbalize it as there is a stigma associated with it and they know the consequences. So many non-virgin girls are going to label themselves as a virgin and going to get married out. So sex education and awareness. First, there is a great unawareness that is prevailing among the people in our society, even in Gen Z generation. So what is it? There is a common practice that during the biology class, the teacher will skip the reproductive organs of the human beings in the class because of both gender are present in the class. There is a refinement from the teaching side to know about the genital organs of both the sexes. which will create furiousness, anxiety, they will create all those fantasies in their head. They will not see it as a taboo, but they will create a fantasy that they will equate pornography with that their real life when they become the adult, which is going to create a performance anxiety in most of the couples. There is a constant pressure of to fit in with the society, to be able to get along with a peer group. In some culture, being a virgin is considered a school, and in other culture, non-virgin is considered a school. And they, most of the people don't know whether I should fall in this category or that category. What should I do now? And it is more about exploring. It is more about exploring it with the emotional, supportive, and understandable partner. The key is communication, love, safety, more than the virginity. Article 21 states that subjecting women to involve in the virginity test against her will is against her right to privacy and dignity. And we are in the verge of creating awareness to people about sex and virginity, where sex is most important. To involve in the safe sex is more important, because if you involve in the risky behavior, you are going to get STDs, you are going to get unwanted pregnancies. And during your college times, if you are involving in this, you are going to perform academically more poor. So these are all the things that is very important when we consider about involving in sex than about virginity, which is just an imaginary obsession constructed by society. Thanks.